Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, which you will be reminded about in a couple of minutes. Just coming on 6 a.m. over there on the East Coast. I am on day 2 of no power, going off of generator, and today I had a very big scare where one of the enormous giant bamboo branches broke and went right down on my power line and my internet line. Luckily, didn't take it out, but this is the reason why I'll get to in a couple of minutes with the email that you got out yesterday. So today, this morning, UPS kicks off earnings. You got General Electric, Coca-Cola, Lockheed Martin. At 10 o'clock, we have existing home sales. Got a little clip that I'll share at the end of the video about this, which again, kind of like Michael Burry back in 2006, 2007, saw the writing on the wall, but the writing on the wall doesn't actually read anything until it reads something. Later in the afternoon, very small, 1 o'clock, you get the 2-year note. And then after the close, after the market close, we get the beginning of big tech earnings. We get Alphabet, we get Tesla, and we also get Visa. Tomorrow, a little bit of the same. We get some mortgage applications and again, retail sales as far as X Auto. And you start coming into other earnings, which again, on Wednesday, it's not really that big of a deal until after the market closes with IBM. So I will stop wasting time on this, go over here as to where we are on the SPX. And again, big bounce coming, big oversold bounce coming. Like we said, with 3 red days in a row going into the Friday close, down after that breach below 5,500, bounce is coming. You got your bounce. You got your 39.54% gap up, 41-point range, which wasn't terrible. But again, like I said, you have a 98% chance you are closing green above Friday's close. It's 50-50. And yesterday you were 50-50 when you were trading there in the day until as you went into the afternoon, like you saw. So anyway, green close, green close, green close. Everything has been repaired. Everything has been repaired. All of your oversolds are all completely repaired. And I'll bring you to the charts on that. Yesterday, again, with your range, we didn't break any safe edges on the upside or on the downside. Got your plus 1% day to move that out and about. The scalp, the 55, 65, 55, 60s, $2 credit dropped down to about 50 cents. You got about 50% on that. And your pre-market trade before the futures even opened, the 5,500, 5,505 puts, $2 credit. Curiosity, or out of, just sheer warning, down to 70 cents prior to the opening bell because we were sitting at that VIX 1622, 67% full credit. So today we are looking at not much, but we are looking at 56.20 to the upside for a plus 1% day. Not going to happen. 55.0877 for a downside, which would be revisiting Friday's low, which I will get to in a little bit as well, which is quite probable because, once again, being a reminder, you have this big pending here, 356 trading sessions without a minus 2% day. And a minus 2% day would not, or sorry, it would take out that low from Friday, but it would not be violating that big 54.46 that we keep talking about. SPY, same situation, 560 to the upside, 549 to the downside on the plus minus 1%, your minus 2% being down there at 543. So again, it is nothing but a reminder that it is coming sooner than you would prefer it not to be coming. On to the QQQ. Again, big bounce due, big bounce due, big bounce due, and you got your big bounce. You didn't have a fantastic kind of day, but you got your big bounce with your big gap up. Went over there, tagged your plus 1%. Yay, hooray. And over on the IWM, got your little dip, same place, coming down to that 217, 215 area last 3 days and holding steady. And, again, same thing, 3 red days in a row. Not that it matters over on the IWM or on the QQQ, but participated with everybody else there and produced it. So I will go quickly here with earnings. Earnings, Spotify, UPS, General Motors, Coca-Cola. If you are too lazy to read the email and to take advantage of sending me a direct message or messaging me in the main chat room, tagging me, asking me for one of these tickers, which, Barbara, I will get on CMG today. I promised you. Haven't updated it since the stock split. If you are too lazy to ask me about any one of these, quit. Go somewhere else. Yesterday, I sent you out the 32 trade idea, the Friday, July 26, SPX 5500, 5545 credit call spread, looking for a $3 or better credit. That's what we have right now. Right now, we're sitting on a $3 or better credit. Now, I'll go over this because I won't go over it again. Last week, we had a red week. We had those 6 green weeks in a row going into that. I still do not count this week in May 24 when NVIDIA reported earnings and recreated AI, where we closed down less than a point as a red week. But we did have a red week the week after that, May 31, final week of the month over there in May. Minus 38 points, red week. Prior to that, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 green weeks in a row, 4 or 5, some shit like that. And here was your downside move in April where you had 3 in a row. Now, going back even here to where we have euphorically been coming from, all the way back to the beginnings of October, 2 red weeks are quite standard. Getting 2 red weeks, cleaning up your charts, getting everything, fulfilled, and then moving forward with the next movement to the upside. Very standard, very typical. Because of where we are from a chart point of view, I am fairly confident that you are getting a red week. But like I said, we will need to be monitoring that because we've got the full moon and just a dip. We could very much be oversold with a buy divergence. So we are going to be watching that very closely. And for me, I kind of can't participate in this because of the fact that I could lose my electricity. I could lose my internet at any given moment with this storm that we've got going on. In fact, where is that? V. I know I've got it somewhere. You know what? Let me find it on my other chart because it is pretty cool. It really is cool. There you are. Boom. This is this typhoon, right? It's already off the coast of Taiwan. This thing was down here on Saturday when I got whacked. It's over here on the coast. And actually, no, this is, right off the coast of Taiwan right here. That wind that's getting sucked over from down here in Bangladesh, down in Indonesia, just sucking right up here, it is absolutely ripping the shit out of me. And that's where all of my damage is coming from over the last couple of days, is this wind shear in the power tunnel that fuels the center of the eye of these typhoons, of these hurricanes. That power tunnel right there, wham, beating the hell out of me. So enough time wasted on that. Let's get you over to the charts so you can guys go get to your things that you're doing. QQQ, 505.21. July 11th. 1, 2, 3. Very clean, very clean. Pending wave 4. 4 equal 2, right around 484. Pending. We will see. And again, clarity starts to show up later today after the close when big dog Google and big dog Tesla have reported their earnings. Looking at it from a different point of view over here. Again, QQQ. Boom, boom, boom. Very clean. Right back here to this 483. Here's our old resistance that we had for all of June. So pending move up here into this 484, 487 area, and we'll see what we see if we see that area. QQQ done. SPX, boom, boom, boom. Again, very clean. Got down there, 4,500, minus 3%, 23.6 retracement to the April lows. Oversold, getting a big bounce no matter what. Got a nice big gap over here to be filled from the weekend. Show you in, zoomed in, bam, bam, bam. Over the course of 5 days only, starting here on, what was the 17th? So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, minus 3%. You just need to think about it immediately. Of course you're going to be oversold. You sold down 3% over the course of 3 days. You got your gap to be filled over here, 55.05, 55.29, and pending that view that, again, wanting to see 55.63, 55.75. We got one of them. We haven't got the other one. SPX, again, boom, boom, 1, 2, 3, ABC. Don't know the answers to that, but 4 is pending. Should we get a break above that 55.83 into that 55.92, this will then start very, very aggressively suggesting this move to the downside has completed, and we are now into wherever we are right here, which we will look at as we start to get a little bit of a development, because yesterday's little zigzag woolly woggy move the 50-day out did virtually nothing. Bang, 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 bang. And then at 11:30, after you started to slowly recover back to the 20-day moving average, that was right there where you got your little euphoric move on the 20-day moving average. And as you see where you wound up, almost touching 55.75, which is where the 5-day moving average is for resistance, and just trolling right here on the 38.2 retracement at 55.63. So not much there to be said. Come over onto your VIX. And again, the VIX, one day, we looked okay, and we looked, very, warning going into the open. And once that open came, they just said, you know what, let's go, fuck this. And that is exactly what we were warning about, was the VIX taking that 1622 and deleting it. And that's what they did. We got that visit to 1622, we got to visit 17, and we deleted it. Now, what the bears really, really need is to eliminate any kind of visit down below 1451. Get below 1451, and there's a very, very small chance that any further downside on the SPX or QQQ are going to take place prior to the FOMC meeting. NDX, boom, boom, 1, 2, 3, perfect, 200 extension. 4, pending, if we can get a move over here into this 19,950 area. Same thing I mentioned the other day. IWM, nothing burger, CPI day, going back 2 weeks ago. Bam, the gap up on CPI, and then just the start to move into the quote-unquote Trump trade, never having been up here for 3 years, and then again, the visit over here, reclining, but not breaking down. Until IWM is down here below 212, it still has the possibilities to hang out here for as long as it wants until they start reporting reality, which is going to be coming in the coming weeks. And over here on DIA, again, looking at that same thing, ABC, possible. 1, 2, 3, possible. A bullish 4 would be supporting here around 400. You've got Google, Tesla, and then you have a plethora of Dow Jones names reporting, and Boeing is going to be included there as well. And little birdie has told me that Boeing is not doing too well. So there you go. Again, I am hit and miss as far as wanting to be on nano alerting for every 1 penny move that we make. So bigger, broader picture, zoom yourself out. Great week last week. No need to be involved in every single thing that's posted in the room all day, every day. You got 2 days. Let this thing settle out. You got Google, you got Tesla reporting. And in fact, we'll go over those real quick. Tesla, boom. Tesla, if you saw that bounce, the play that I called back months ago when we were down here and I said, fucking Tesla's going to 193.75. Didn't take but a fucking week. 193.75. Well, on a big, broad view of Tesla, things ain't great, but they ain't as horrible as they used to be. Tesla was very clean for a long period of time there. And here we are up at this resistance, right where we have been before. But the difference this time is we did put in a fractionally higher high than what we had back here in December. So with Tesla, I'm very curious as to whether or not it's actually worth 260. But there again, Tesla is now a Trump stock. So looking over here at this 207 area, I'd prefer to see that. But we'll see what we get after earnings, because if we get 313, I'm buying puts. Google, again, bigger, broader, wider picture on Google. You are supposed to type when I type you in. Just come on, man. Just fucking come on. Default, again, any way that you want to look at this, you can zoom yourself out, come back 5 years. It all comes out pretty clean. Let's go 10 to get it all in, because we're looking for that big bottom. No, we need 15. So, yeah. coming off your 2009, your 1, 2, 3, 4, this being your 5, perfectly visiting the 200 extension. Can't say that that is it because you don't know if that is it, but yeah, just coming here on Google, moving off of this to take off the oversee. Here's your big gap up over here on your earnings over here in April and never filled the gap, never came down to the gap. The gap actually went up to 180, 186. Never filled the gap and have just been trotting along slowly to the upside until this very recent little dip that we've got. Again, with Google, I don't see anything advantageous to go and getting in front of a trade ahead of earnings. Let the earnings report later on tonight. We'll look at Google tomorrow to see whether or not there's something there. So enjoy yourselves. Enjoy everything about your day. It's Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. It is the second day of the week of week 31, I believe is what it is. And this is your look here at Visa, seeing the big, broad view on Visa as to where you're at. And again, I still see this as being a 5 that completed in 2021, and you've got your A wave, this is your B wave, and your C wave. When people start defaulting on credit cards, be taking you down here to the 130 area. So have a great morning, and here's that clip that I told you about.